Good morning, you guys. How's everyone doing this morning? Y'all know I've been up early. Look, they sleeping like babies. They get me up real early. They start barking at like 5:45, 6 o'clock because they want to go out and then they want to eat. And now they just laid out sleep while I'm up. Child, I get so sick of these puppies. Um, how is everyone doing this morning? I wanted to talk about like I had been up this morning. I was looking at different hey Shan, hey Mr. Parker, hey the Black Barbie, hey ZK, hey Diane. I had not seen Diane, I had just said last night I was up there. I was like, if I don't see Diane within the next day or so, I'm going looking for her. Hey Miss Muffin, hey Leo, hey Lynn, hey I am She Johnson, hey Shantae. How's everybody doing this morning? Thank you, Diane, for the $4.99 super sticker. I appreciate that so much. It was two subjects that I wanted to talk about. I was up this morning and I was actually because I was going to um actually talk more about at first what was about the robbery of the reporter down in New Orleans. Because I was reading some stuff about some things that had been going on down there in New Orleans. And then that's when I stumbled across on one of the New Orleans news sites about, the army is now banning trans people, okay? And then when I looked into the Memphis news, hey Michael, when I looked at the Memphis news, y'all know when I look at the Memphis news, I start to dread looking at the Memphis news quite a bit now because it seems like to me it just gets more and more and more, I don't know, just atrocious. And it's funny because this morning when I woke up, one of the city council women from in Memphis had sent me a message, and I you know thanking me. I actually ended up getting more funds. I thought they was finished giving out funds, but I ended up getting a notification that they was giving me more funds for my organization. And she's gonna come on to my show because she really takes an interest in what I do as it relates to the missing children, awareness for victims of human trafficking and all of that. And just with them giving me more money and stuff, it's going to help me to be able to really, really, really bring more awareness. I want to start having meetings with young women that have been victims, and definitely going out to the community centers because it's a lot of children that end up going over to the community centers waiting for their parents to get home. Believe it or not, they are targets, right? A lot of these rings kind of hang out around wherever there's schools, anywhere that they think that children are, right? They hang out, and children are very vulnerable because they're unsuspecting, right? And so we definitely want parents and children to be aware at all times. I do not recommend any children, male or female, because boys are vulnerable too, walking home by themselves, right? It's always good to be in a crowd. So I really appreciate that. I was not expecting that. And because I thought that it was over. You have a certain time that they give out funds, in which I was awarded some funds. Remember, I told you all that, and to get an email a few days ago saying that they was going to award me more funds. I really appreciate that so much. Anyways, you guys, when I was looking at the Memphis news, when I was looking at the Memphis news, thank you, the Black Barbie. I'm always, I get kind of depressed, but I found this story to be extremely interesting about the Memphis serial killer because for some reason or another, they don't ever really like to label, especially around the Memphis area, anybody a serial killer, right? And Memphis, hey James, and Memphis has had quite a few and still does, because I'm gonna tell you something. I had to do a report probably about was it last year? Early last year. And the officer came over to my studio. He was a real friendly officer, right? And he was sitting there, he took the report, he was sitting there talking, and he started just chatting about how there was a serial killer around the Whitehaven area. And his ward was, of course, my ward where my studio was, around the Tulane area, all the way back up to the Westwood area. And he was saying that around Jeter High School and closer to the Westwood area, and this was early last year, he said we had been finding uh, young girls. He was like, we found one over there by Jeter School in a ditch. And I mean, it was just surprising to me. Like 18, 19, 20, early 20s. He said it's a serial killer. I said, they ain't said nothing. They always hide that. So this is how it has been forever. So I found this story very interesting. Hold on one second. Let me pull it up.
We are tracking the conditions for you this week.
Okay, y'all. It was really bad last night. It was so bad. I guess I'm gonna have to read it. It says a self-proclaimed serial killer convicted of killing his pregnant ex-girlfriend, her unborn baby, last year pleaded guilty to killing 3 more people. Joshua Dotson, I wonder if he's related to Jesse Dotson. Joshua Dotson pleaded guilty to 3 counts of first-degree unaliving for the deaths of Devion Parker, Renita Bennett, and Reginald Anderson, in addition to 3 counts of reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. He was sentenced to 159 years in prison on those crimes. Dotson already had been sentenced to 102 years in prison in October after his conviction in the unaliving of Jamisha Cobson, 19, and her unborn baby in 2020. During the trial, Dotson referred to himself as a serial killer and claimed responsibility for 3 additional unalivings in 2019 and 2020. Dotson's full prison sentence for the 5 murders and other charges totals 261 years. While no amount of time in prison would bring the victims back to their loved ones, we are content that he will never be a threat to our community again, said lead prosecutor Regina. Jamisha Cobson was shot on June 12, 2020 in the 1200 block of Quinn Avenue near Bellevue and South Parkway East. Investigators said Dotson became angry with Cobson and fired a gun through her door closet. Dotson was added to the state's most wanted list and was captured in Nashville 6 days later. At the time, marshals also said Dotson was also wanted in another deadly shooting that happened May 24th of 2020 near Jesse Turner Park and South Bellevue. Reginald Anderson and Renita Bennett were the victims in that shooting. A third homicide involving Dotson happened November 17, 2019 at the South Memphis Market at 1430 Elvis Presley Boulevard. Devion Parker, 18, was found with gunshot wounds in the parking lot and pronounced dead on the scene. Okay, this is he. Okay, so he went ahead and confessed. He wanted them. He's a self-proclaimed serial killer. Now he just confessed to 3 more. Can y'all imagine how many other murders he's going to confess to? I think he's done more, and I think he's going to tell about more. Okay, the only tricky part about that is when these people want to consider themselves self-proclaimed serial killers. They'll tell about all of their unalivings, but then they'll start to tell some lies, or the police will get them to, unfortunately, they'll start asking them about other killings, because they'll tell what they did, and then the police will come in when they want to, sometimes they want to get these cases solved and say, were you in the area, this person was killed on around the same area that you say of the victims you talk about. Did you do this? And because he wants to be a self-proclaimed serial killer, he's subject to admit to even those that he did not do. Okay, so I found that interesting. It's a lot of crazy people out there. It's a lot of crazy people. Hold on one second. And unfortunately, he's not the only one in Memphis that's doing this. Like I said, I never got over the fact that in Binghamton there was a serial aura. Y'all know RAPIST for many, many years when I was growing up. Every summer he would strike. He was going into women's. So that's how I know that it was somebody from around the area. They never got him. To this date, no one has ever been arrested, and they got all those DNA tests just been backed up for many, many years, and they haven't tested them. Probably somebody that they've been had his DNA. And so now it's been so many women that are victims. I think that they are purposely not testing the DNA kits. You know why? Because whoever, they've had the DNA for so long, whoever these perpetrators are, they've had other victims. Whereas if they had tested them, they would have gotten them off the street. So if they start showing that this person has been, could have been gotten a long time ago, they're going to start getting a lot of lawsuits. So what they're doing is they are procrastinating, because they know that a lot of these women go break the bank on them, right? So when they say we don't have the money to test the DNA test, and they tell them the damn lie, they understand that the lawsuits, they won't be able to, it will break the city. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's something wrong. Yeah, how do they get to this?
Memphis, Tennessee. A Memphis man who referred to himself as a serial killer in court received an additional 159 years in prison Friday, according to the Shelby County District Attorney's Office. Joshua Dotson now faces 261 years in prison for 5 murders. Related no remorse, judge sentences self-proclaimed serial killer to 100 plus years. A jury convicted Dotson of one of the murders of his former girlfriend, Jane Dickinson, and her unborn child in August 2024. During that trial, Dotson referred to himself as a serial killer and said, "I'm Michael Myers." He was sentenced to 102 years in prison on Halloween. Dotson admitted that he murdered Dickinson and claimed that he did so because he thought she told police about his previous murders. Related, I'm a serial killer. Memphis man admits to additional murders during trial testimony. He pleaded guilty to those murders on Valentine's Day 2025. Dotson admitted to the murders of Divine Parker, Renita Bennett, and Reginald Anderson.
So he killed his pregnant girlfriend, because he thought that she had told police about his previous unalivings. So they said he shot through the closet and killed her. So evidently she ran into the closet trying to get away from him. And he started popping through the closet and killed his pregnant girlfriend. What did they say? She was 8 months pregnant or something? Because I think they charged him with the unaliving of the baby also. He says that he's Michael Myers. You see that he got his face all tatted up. I mean, it's just twisted. It's crazy. It is. It's crazy. So, Miss T, the person who was doing the R wording, a friend I grew up with, just got her grape case solved after almost 30 years. They had his DNA already and just tested it. Are you talking about over in Binghamton? Oh my God. And it's been about, that person was, it's because I was about in my teens when all of this was happening every year. Oh my God. So was he from Binghamton? Because I do know a person that lived in Binghamton that he actually did that too. She lived in Binghamton and he ended up coming in through her restroom window. She said that she woke up, he came in through the restroom window. She said she had the restroom window cracked. Her and the kids were asleep in the house. And she said, and she normally left the bathroom light on. And she said she got up to use the restroom. He was standing over her bed. And he told her, I got somebody, here with me that's in there with a gun to your kids' heads if you don't do what I say. Wow. He grew up in Binghamton. I knew it. So he knew everybody over there. That's why he was able to do it every single night. I mean, every single summer. Wow. Wow. What kind of world do we live in? These people twisted. Anyways, you guys, see, and she need to sue because they have been holding those kids. I'm gonna tell you something. I have a relative who said to me recently, she grew up in North Memphis. She grew up in North Memphis. And she said to me recently, she said one day I cut school. She said, and I used to have this dude that we all lived in the same apartment complex. And she said, I would hear, there was rumors about, that he was forcing himself, like he would RAPE you. She said, but I grew up with him and he was, real cool with my brothers. So I was like, she said she never worried about it. She never thought that, she said, even though there were rumors. And so she said that she cut school one day. She said she cut school one day and when her mama was at work and she was on her way back home and he was out there, it's like, yeah, come on in, She said he hung out with her brothers and stuff. Come on in my house, smoke some weed. And she said she was like, okay, cool. Because he had been around them. And she said, I'll never forget how, we were sitting there and we were smoking weed and stuff. And she said, I'll never forget. She said he had gray eyes. She said he was able to do it because girls liked him because he had gray eyes, right? She said, I'll never forget like how his eyes went into a trance. She said his eyes like went into a trance when she said all of a sudden he just looked at me and his eyes started shifting from side to side like he just went into a trance. And she said, cousin, he raped me. I said, are you serious? She said, he raped me. She said, I was in disbelief. I was scared to tell anybody. I was scared to tell my brother. She said, I had cut school, so I was in the wrong anyways. She said, but I'll never forget. And she said, after he finished, she said, who gonna believe you? And you weren't supposed to be cutting school anyways. And I begged her. I said, please tell me who he is because I wanted to look him up because I know he a predator. I wanted to look him up, and then I was some of them rapes that's going on over there. You got a predator over there. I was gonna pass the word on, but she wouldn't tell me. She no, I can't tell you. I can't do that. She said, but stuff like that happens. And you know that's scary. She said, she said it was so scary because she said all of a sudden, she said it was just sitting there smoking weed and looking at TV, and all of a sudden he just looked at her like a predator. And his eyes started shifting from side to side like he just went into a trance. And she said he just grabbed me and raped me. So that's why y'all see why I be scared of people. And then a lot of the stuff that I've seen, y'all, it's been so much stuff that I've seen when I was a transcriptionist. When I first started working for the police department, I'll never forget, they had gotten a serial killer, but what he was doing was he was killing prostitutes. And so when he ended, and they got him because he was taking out quite a bit of white prostitutes. Okay. He was a white guy. And I'll never forget, when he gave his statement, I had to type his statement. He talked about, all he had did. I'm sure he didn't tell everything. He confessed. They called his wife or his girlfriend before they took him to jail in there. And he was he told her what he did. And she was devastated. And he was just crying. It's something wrong with me. It's something wrong with me. It's just something evil about me on the inside. That's what he was saying. It's something wrong on the inside of me. That's why he was crying. I was like, wow. Y'all see why and a lot of these vloggers that are a lot of these these male vloggers, some of these females too, they have some of those traits. They have some of those traits. When you like to pry and intrude and violate people, whether it's their privacy or whatever, it ain't nothing normal about that. That's why I file police reports on them and FBI reports on them and get them to looking at them, because it's nothing normal about that. They exude the same types of behavior as a serial killer. Okay. So that's why I don't take it lightly. Because I've been seeing it for the first time I started working for the police department in 2000. What's that, 25 years? And yeah, 25 years. And then even still, when I was not working with the police department, I was still doing private investigative work where I had to still collaborate with the police department. So it's been 25 years. So that's why I'm paranoid about everybody. Okay. I know a predator when I see one. Okay. I know the types of behavior, like there are certain words, and women, it's so surprising because women have become so desensitized to predatory men. You have to start looking at when a man is harassing a woman and then stop crying. That's a fucking serial killer, a predator. He'll do anything. Motherfucker, you harassing me? You whining, stop crying. That's somebody that'll choke a woman out, and probably have already choked a woman out. Maybe their girlfriend got mad at her and choked her out. I'm going to tell you something. It takes a real devious person to choke out a woman. It takes about 3-4 minutes for a woman to die after you choking them. At some point, you're supposed to come to your senses and say, what the hell am I doing? Because you ain't got no business putting your hand around her neck anyways. But your woman, you get that mad that you take your hand and put it around her throat and choke her out until there's no more life. And then you got your ass up on YouTube and you got a bunch of damn stupid ass women following you. And you think I ain't gonna file FBI reports on you, bitch ass nigga? And I know what you've done. So there are a lot of women that are just desensitized. They have Stockholm syndrome, and they love men for some reason that are just that just dog them out because that's what they're used to, and because they've been in those types of situations growing up. Because they ain't been in those types of situations. They feel like because they've been through it, they like to see those type of predatory men do it to other women. It gives them pleasure. I went through it and I want her to go through it. Because see, people kind of look at me and they go, well, you know, she might have been privileged. I told these bitches I grew up in the projects, but I ain't never had no real struggles or anything like that. Okay. I'm talking about like real struggles that I see like some other women have gone through, but they listen, but they got through them. Okay. They definitely got through them without having to get on drugs, without selling their bodies. They took care of their business, right? But there are some women that have gone through stuff and they come out of it and they want to help other women. And then there are other women that have gone through stuff and it makes them bitter, and they sit back and they look at other women and they want to see them go through it. I want to see them go through it. And that's why I try to be as vicious as I can be with that pen. Okay? I try to be as vicious as I can be. Bitch, you follow him and you doing shit for him, ho, to help him violate, you gonna lose everything, bitch. Okay? Because it don't make no sense. That's the only way you gonna stop him. Because he ain't that most of them ain't got nothing to lose. These women are the ones that's getting up, working every day. Bitch, you gonna let him put you in a position to put you back in poverty with him? No, I got to put the folks on you. I ain't worried about them being put on me. Cause see, they so, and I'm gonna get into my other subject. They so pathetic. They was writing up fake FBI reports on me. Hear my right hand God. They wrote up a fake FBI report on the detective that was on my case, right? They called me and told me, okay? And I was so upset that it didn't make no sense. And they said, don't worry about it. They writing up these reports. They said, you know, the reason they ask you after you write up an FBI report, have you told everything to the best of your ability? Because they was like, don't worry about it. That's how they're gonna get got. Let them keep writing up those reports. But I don't even need to tell them that, right? All of that stuff was unfounded anyways. But a crusade was being led on what's the name of that social media outlet? I don't hear people talk about it no more. That Whack 100 used to be on. Yeah, what's the name of that social media outlet? Law enforcement got up in there. They was able to see that a crusade was being led and they was being encouraged to write up fake reports. Okay. Clubhouse. I don't know why they think they can lock up their clubhouse when the federal government is not going to let you lock up a motherfucking clubhouse and they can't get in it when it is known they can get a subpoena when you committing crimes up in there. Okay. But it's so sad that women are like that. See, I cannot allow somebody to, if I go at a woman, it's because she came at me. She's doing something to me. Nobody has egged me up to go at her. But I'm not going to let a man that has, or men that have histories of viciously attacking women, rather it's physically or verbally, gas me up to go or pay me to try and defame or degrade another woman. Okay. Yeah, let me tell you something. That's one of the reasons why, Tamarian, that so many of these that's one of the reasons why so many of these human trafficking, the human trafficking is so widespread, because most children feel more comfortable with women. They feel more comfortable with women. And it's a lot of women now, and young girls feel more comfortable with women. And so now what men are doing is they have women on their team that know how to nurture young girls that may be troubled, to help to put them into trafficking. They're luring them from home. I'll never forget. I was about 10 or 11 years old. My family lived right around Berta, around that Berta Tulane area. I'll never forget, I was riding one of my cousin's bike. We used to go to a candy lady that was, we called it the Other Cove on Shane Lane, right? I'll never forget, I forget that street. Is it Hodge? Does Hodge run that far down? I don't think it's Hodge. I don't think Hodge runs that far down. That's another street that on that Other Cove between Berta and Shane Lane. Damn, I cannot think of it. But anyways, I'll never forget, I was coming from the candy lady, and as I was crossing that intersection, that street, this old truck, that's when they used to have them beds in the back of the trucks that was covered. This old truck, this guy it was so loud, he put his foot on the gas. Vroom! When I saw him, it was getting dark when I saw it. I don't know, it's something about it that scared me. It's something about him seeing me crossing that street and him putting his foot on the gas like that. It scared the shit out of me. I told y'all my grandma always had me paranoid anyways, so I've always been very aware. And he put his foot on the gas. I'll never forget, he had a white lady in the car with him that had on like this blonde white curly wig. It had to have been a wig. It was so white. It was almost like it was silver. It was curly. Okay. He put his foot on the gas. I think they was going to try to snatch me. So what I ended up doing was, because my antennas went up, when nobody was out there, normally all the kids are out playing, nobody was out. It was getting dark. I ended up acting like I remember Tasha Miller and them lived on Shane Lane. Tasha Miller, Mikey Miller, and them. I ended up taking the bike and going down their driveway like I was going in my house. That's when he went into the drive next to their house, and they turned around. They sat there and looked at me, and then they pulled out and turned around. I always wondered, if I had kept going down that street trying to get back to my auntie's house, they was going to jump out and snatch me and pull me in that truck. But because my instincts were instinctively, I knew something was wrong. I act like that was my house, and I rode down that drive as if I was getting ready to run into their house. Yeah, I never forgot that. Like I said, that was a white guy that had a female white in the car with him, and even then, that was an all black community. That was an all black community. Hey, Mama G. So, it was not, even back in those days, we didn't see a whole lot of white people around those communities, but they was brave enough to come into the black neighborhood, and they was going to snatch them up a black child, and it was going to be me. So I don't know. Even, I used to think about, I was like, dog, I hate my grandma had me so paranoid. But then I think about, I'm glad that my grandma did have me paranoid like that, because instinctively I always was aware, of my surroundings. And it's just a whole lot of stuff that scared me, right? That will make my antennas go up. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, I also wanted to talk about the U.S. Army is banning trans people. We'll come back to this with this damn food that's up here on the screen. The U.S. Army is banning trans people. Okay, now I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, I know that we all have our very own thoughts and stuff about that, but let's just see what what they have to say. Okay. Hold on.
About them. We have to worry about them. We have big problems. Okay, you want to have what I do? Then you ready? What a nice picture this is, huh? Governor, you ready? We'll do a good job. Wait, let me press that. I want to make this a really good signature because this is, this is a big one, right? Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
So it says the U.S. Army announced it will no longer allow transgender people to join the military. The U.S. Army made the announcement on Friday. The U.S. Army will no longer allow transgender individuals to join the military and will stop performing or facilitating procedures associated with gender transition for service members. The U.S. Army shared this on social media. Officials said the largest branch of the U.S. military is also pursuing gender transition plan medical procedures for service members. Effective immediately, all new accessions for individuals with the history of gender dysphoria are paused and all unscheduled, scheduled, or planned medical procedures associated with affirming or facilitating a gender transition for service members are paused. The Army also noted that those with gender dysphoria have volunteered to serve the U.S. and will be treated with dignity and respect. Last month, President Trump signed an executive order directing Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth to revise the Pentagon's policy on transgender troops. The order stated expressing a false gender identity divergent from an individual's sex cannot satisfy the rigorous standards necessary for military services. Before he took the job as Defense Secretary, Hegseth wrote in his book that transgender people should never be allowed to serve in the military. Now, I know that a lot of people probably have a difference of opinion as it relates to that. Hey, listen, I don't know how I feel about that. As stopping, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. If a person wants to dress like a female or whatever, but they want to go to the army, um I guess as long as they still identify themselves as a man, I don't know. I don't feel like a person should be discriminated against. I don't know how I feel about that. Just another form of discrimination against any and everyone who is not like his homophobic, racist, sexual predator, convicted felon. I can see Elon being president in the future. He already a government employee. I don't know. How do you all feel about that? I guess I want to get you all's opinion about that. Listen, I do know that they say that millions of dollars was being spent on people that wanted to have the change, even children. Listen, I feel like if a person wants to, you have people that have sicknesses that you can't get the insurance to pay for something, but you're getting them to pay for sex changes. Okay, I have issues with that. Shane says could be uncomfortable for some of the enlisted. he's not saying that, you know, if you identify as being gay, you can't enlist in the army. I guess he's saying that a man dressing like a woman can't, and a woman dressing being. I guess he's just saying you. I don't know, because this is a touchy subject. Y'all help me out. How do I feel about it? Listen, I don't want to offend nobody. I don't, because I, I I feel like we, you know, I feel like we all should, you know, everybody should have respect for everybody. Nobody should be discriminated against, just meaning I don't think that we should, you know, be hurting or killing or um saying mean and evil things to people that are not like us. But you know, as far as like, he didn't say you couldn't be gay. I mean, if you're gay, that's fine. I in which just that's what transgender people are, because that's what they are, right? I guess they're saying that they're not gay. I'm a woman. I'm a woman, so I'm not gay. I'm a man that want to be a woman, so I'm not. I'm a woman. I don't know. That's a touchy subject. That's why I didn't know I would be so. I would feel so, because listen, I don't ever want any. I don't want to make nobody feel bad about anything. Mr. Parker says it's a money thing. It costs too much as far as the surgeries. Right. You know, I agree. Hey, you got people that that's sick with cancer and stuff like that. The insurance, they don't even want to pay for that. And just because somebody decides they want they a wanga, listen, I'm not, listen, y'all, I'm not insensitive. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say, y'all. Help me out. Because I don't want people, listen, I'm not homophobic. I have family members that are gay and I love them so freaking much. But they don't, you know, they don't dress like women either. They don't dress, you know, they identify as being gay, and they are gay men, you know, or they're a gay girl. They okay. They said Trump fired the whole Fed staff and got a new staff. Ashley says that makes zero sense. You are either a local, state, or federal and government employee. He is neither, but as government contracts through his defense contract business, I'm a Fed employee. Someone's personal life outside of their job is no one's business. I'm 100% female, and that's how I love to dress. So dress yourself in military gear or military time. Yeah, I guess transgenders would be dressed in military gear. I forgot about that. That's true. I don't know. I'm not saying, you know, I don't know. You call broke dude's name. Tambora, stop it. He said, I guess you're saying I call broke dudes names, but I'm scared to say anything about the transgender. No, listen. Broke dudes talk about us women. It's just a dig. It just be a dig sometimes. Tamarian says we should all have equality, respect, dignity, but I have an issue with them being put on a pedestal when Black people have suffered 500 or more years. I agree with you, Tamarian. And here's the thing about that, Tamarian. You have more Black people that they go and get, because black people are radical. You have more black people that they go and get to stand on the front line. What? Listen, I'm not trying. Listen, y'all, don't get me started. The black people standing on the front of the line. We's got equality. You can't even get nothing. You can't even get nothing. We ain't got half of what we're supposed to get based on what our ancestors and stuff went through. But they'll rally with other people for their agenda, but we can't get nothing going for ourselves. Okay. They got Tamara. Tamara third in line. Why she up there? We gonna loot and tear it up. We gonna set them up, tear up the whole thing, the whole organization. I mean, listen, but you're right. We get together for other people's agendas. They use us for that, but they ain't gonna come and stand with us. I've been said that. Anyways, if a man changes to a woman, he can't be housed with men or women. So now he needs separate housing. If you have, say, 3 trans men on an army base, that's separate housing for 3 dudes. Yeah, because I think what people are overlooking is he didn't say that he was banning. If you're gay, you're not banned from the army. They can't do that anyways. You can be gay and be in the army. You just gotta, if you're a man, you just gotta be a man and not be a woman, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know that the federal government was paying for so many changes either. I didn't know that the federal government was paying for so many sex changes. They're spending all that money, but then they're not spending that money to come up with a cure for cancer. Mama G says, "My Lord, such a twisted mind. We have to be very observant of our surroundings." Yeah. So they join in the military just to have a sex change. That's what it seems like was happening. Listen, I cannot. That needs to be stopped. I think that needs to be stopped. You join the military and they spending all this money on sex changes. I didn't even know that was going on. I'm happy now. I am happy that transgender trans men cannot compete with biological women anymore. China, no, I didn't hear Elon Musk child cursing Trump out. Oh my God. But I am glad that they stopped that. I don't think that trans men should be able to compete with biological women, because even still there's a difference. I don't care how a woman's body, I don't care how she trains and get muscles or whatever, it's still different from a man's body. Men are just naturally stronger, than women. I think their body is, God made their bodies to be able to take more, I'll say, trauma, even though we have babies. Well, I mean, we have babies. That's a whole lot of trauma. But it's still, our bodies are still different than men. I don't know. Listen, I love a man's body. I mean, the arms, their muscles. Like I be loving the arms of a man. Even their arms are different. Listen, when you see women and they work out and stuff, and I don't know why a woman would want to, because I love being feminine. Okay, I do. I like to have. I don't listen when whenever I've hired personal trainers, I tell them when they work in my arms and stuff. I said, let me tell you something. I want my arms to be slim and sleek. I don't want no definition. I don't want no damn muscles in my arm. I don't want that. I want to be strong. I want my arms to be slim and slender, but I don't want no muscles. I don't want no muscles showing. Look, ooh, you ripped. Look at the muscles showing in your arms. No, that's not what my arms is for. Okay, that's for a man. Because I ain't lifting no heavy stuff anyways, because that's for a man too. Tamarian says, I had a situation happen to me at Walmart. A man came into the Walmart's bathroom, scared my babies. Even I was uncomfortable. I asked it to please leave. I showed my ass afterwards. Get the F out. And right. And see, that's another thing, because these men going into these females' restrooms and they looking all through the peephole as the woman on the toilet. He looking at our whole entire ass. And I'm gonna tell you something. The RAPE cases went up when that was going on, because these men sitting up talking about, I identify today as being a woman, and you going in there and you are, violating the women and the children. The regular government fixes whatever they want to change, and they cut off whatever they don't see useful to themselves. Well, I mean, I would think that finding a cure for cancer and stuff like that would take priority over a sex change. If they putting billions of dollars into that, poverty would take priority over that. It's folks sleeping outside every day. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have an issue with people being homeless, okay? But I definitely have issues with people that went away and fought for this country and came back shell shocked for fighting for the country because of the trauma that they saw while they was off defending the country, and they sleeping outside. But cutting off somebody Woody Woodpecker takes precedence, if I'm saying that right. Y'all know I like to say words right. Shit. Let me see. That's it. I said it right. Takes precedence. Okay. Listen, if I think I'm using the word wrong, I'm gonna stop and look it up. I was using it right. Okay. That over that. Tamarian says, this is another hidden agenda they put out in history. Miss T, why do you think the government want take ownership of taking homeless people off the street? Because they don't care. They just don't care about them. And then too, I get to thinking about, when people are homeless on the street, they deem those people as people that's not cared about. Folks are not going to look for them. So if they go missing, because they want to use them as an experiment or something like that, who going to look for them? Because it's plenty of money circulating. Why are these people homeless on the damn street? We see that they came up with all that money when they started bringing over the foreigners and putting them up and fixing up buildings and putting them up in hotels and giving them $9,000 a month. We saw then that there was money. So if they was doing that for the foreigners, why won't they do that for the homeless people? And I don't like what they was doing with a lot of those foreigners either, because when they was bringing them folks over here, they was separating a lot of them, their children, from them. And we know what they do with those kids when they start putting those children in trafficking. That's not right. That's not right. So I want to pull up something. I want to let y'all see a show that I did a long time ago. Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all want to support the channel, y'all can support the channel via super chat or a cash app. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me see if I can. It's one of my old shows. It's one of the old ones. I think I got it up. Um, hold on. Hold on, you all. Thank you, Magname Mace, for the super sticker. You all, let me see if I can find it. It's one of my real old shows, and I made sure that I put that up there. Put that at the end of the show. Hold on, you all. Let me see something. Y'all hit the like button. I wanted to talk about this lady that works with DCS, Department of Children's Services, in New York. I know in California, was talking about what the governor was doing in California to children that was a part of DCS. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find it. I don't know if that's it. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna find it. Because I made sure I added it in a video a long time ago. Yeah, I can't find it. I'm gonna have to go back and look. Hold on, y'all. me see something. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you all. I put it at the end of one of these videos, one of these old ones. I really want to find it. I'm looking at, I can't find some of my videos. I know they hacked me and deleted quite a bit of my videos. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking. I put it at the end of a video. Y'all, I can't find it. Hold on. Hold on, you all. I'm still looking. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. Okay, y'all. They said they're letting kids do it at 16. I agree with Trump on stopping his. Yeah, they're letting them do it even earlier than that. If a child feels that they have some type of, if they identify as being, you know, because how would a child know what they want to be? How would a child know what they want to be? I tried to put my eldest daughter on birth control because I was sus. They told me her body, her choice. I told them they a damn lie, not until she's grown. I told them who was gonna care. Right, because you used to couldn't even get birth control pills unless you're an adult went with you to get birth control pills as you know, as a teenager. Because I remember I was never able to take them. I was never even able to take a birth control pill. I tried. I just couldn't take them. They made me sick. Um, he says Trump is a perv himself. Will he sign on executive order to remove himself? I feel each to their own. I sure don't want a man going into a restaurant where my daughters have to use. Hell no. Mm-mm. It's just it's too much stuff going on. I don't think, I don't think that this, because a lot of trans people are saying that what with this happening is pushing them back for years. Um, you know, people are insensitive to them, but I think we need to get past this race thing too. It's not the trans people fault that they're more organized and they started running and getting into office so that they can change laws. Whereas when black people run and get into office, they sell out for a damn piece of sausage. Okay. They sell out for a piece of pork sausage. So it's not the trans fault that they're more organized, but I think we need to get this race thing under control because there's still a lot of there's no equality still as it relates to the race issue, especially as it relates to black people. So I think that's a priority. But hell, when black people get into office, they set out for a cheese basket. They're not gonna push that agenda because they're scared that they're not gonna be able to sit at the table, or they're gonna pump fake, as they say, as they're trying to do something all the time. They just want to get in front of the damn camera. Okay. So we got an Al Sharpton that we're still calling like a leader. Al Sharpton ain't no damn leader. He's a media frenzy chaser. So all these black folks getting killed every single day. If there is no big media push behind it, you're not going to see them out there. That is a problem. Black on black crime. Poverty ignites crime. The conditions that our people have been put in, I mean, we all know that. I'm not insensitive to that. I don't care how I get on here and get mad and talk about what we doing to each other. I understand that there is a machine behind all of this stuff is engineered. I'm not a damn fool. I just don't like to give us excuses to continuously do what we do. Everybody put a pacifier in our mouth. So if I get on here, I'm just one other person. Well, the conditions that they put us in, that's the reason why we killing each other. I ain't giving no excuses for these damn cuckabug heads to be still killing each other, although there is an agenda and this is engineered, okay? Yeah, excuse me. I got choked up, okay? But all of this poverty in the black community, all of this inequality, ain't nowhere in the hell that pushing sex change and black folks got their asses out there on camera. We're all equal. You ain't equal to no damn body. Why is you out there? You don't see the transgender people out there helping to push our agenda of equality. They ain't gonna do it. Okay. But we have our buck teeth ass out there in the midst of everybody else shit when we still ain't equal. Okay. Mr. Parker says, I'm frustrated because I cannot find that video that I put at the end of one of my old videos where this lady from DCS was talking about how the governor, was he the governor? Yeah. Or was he was a senator in California, how he always young, pretty teenage girls that had issues at home, he always wanted to put them into foster care, and then they ended up missing and in trafficking. Okay. He was behind it. Okay. I was trying to find it. He says, do y'all realize all the things talked about make people billions of dollars? Racism, no cures for cancer, inequality, crime, all of these things make people trillions. That's true. The Black Barbie says the government will work on any and everything to avoid the racism against only our culture. Any other culture issues have been addressed, but not our culture needs. Right. I mean, but we get out there and we be looting. We get out there and loot. Why are you out there looting? We talked about this before. I can't get stressed out because our people act like they just don't want to get it. No organization and stuff. You looting because of a police officer supposedly did something. A police officer did killed a black man in Africa. Okay, it happened in Africa, and it's wrong. But you get out there and you start looting. You won't get up and push no other agenda. You're not gonna organize and go stand at the White House. You're not gonna organize and make sure you get somebody into office, because our votes do count, that's going to do this. You're gonna lay in bed and get up out of bed, lay in bed, ain't gonna do nothing, or you just so desensitized, so it's you ain't got no get up and go about trying to organize and do anything. And so then when they get to hollering about a police officer killed somebody, a white police officer killed a black man over in Tanzania, you get up with the slide running all down your damn chin and the snot running out your damn nose, and you're talking about we gonna loot. They ain't gonna be killing no black men's. And then when you start looting, you go and you burn up the damn black store in your neighborhood, and your ass ain't got nowhere, no damn car to get to and from no grocery store. Thank you, McNames, for the 99-cent super sticker. Ashley says prevention starts at home because others won't teach it. That's so true. So the transgenders have proven to be way more organized. They sure got a lot of stuff put in place. Okay, they know how to pander to the black people to get them to be radical for them, but we can't be radical in the right way for ourselves, because when you get through looting and screaming and hollering and burning up all the houses in your neighborhood, the problem still exists. Ain't no motherfucking laws changed. The same people that make these laws for these racist police officers that's killing black folks to be able to get off, and black ass folks that's killing black folks to be able to get right back out of jail, they still exist upstate. They still in the same office, so ain't nothing gonna change. Okay? Because I'm not going to omit black on black crime. That's a damn problem. And it's got to stop. Tamarian says, look what happened to anyone of our culture. So when they rewrite history, they're gonna say, look at them. We gave them opportunities. Look at what they did, but it's nothing compared to the ish they done. Is anyone else following the missing coach boating incident near Lake Oconee in Georgia? His fiance was located, but has not been found. His shoes were located in a different area. Yes, I thought that was in Louisiana. For some reason, I thought that was in Louisiana. But they said she had been killed. She had been murdered, though, right? Didn't they say she had been shot? I was looking at that. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. He says no, it's near Madison, Georgia, about an hour east. So what do you all think happened, Ashley? Do you all think that he murdered her or somebody murdered them both? Because if his shoes was located somewhere else, either he took them off or somebody, something went on. It's a homicide investigation also, Miss T. I read this morning that he was previously married. Oh. I got to look more into that. I was interested in that when I saw that. I'm also interested in some stuff that's going on down in New Orleans. There's some stuff going. I was reading about and doing some research on some things that's going on in New Orleans. I ain't gonna say what it is because but I'm gonna cover it. Wow. So I'm getting ready to do a thing, and I want y'all to, because I won't be able to see who voted. Okay. But I'm real interested, you guys, in knowing how you all feel about this. What's wrong with you, little girl? Are you cold? I got to get out this morning. Yeah, I just put a I'm interested in seeing how you all are going to answer. It's a yes and no that I just put up there. I just put up a poll. And I can't see who votes, so you can vote however you want to vote. I can't see it. Nobody can see it. So right now it's 67% says no. No, it's still at 50-50. It's at 50-50. It's that, listen, y'all going vote for vote. Yes and no. People are really divided. People are really divided as it relates to that. Oh Lord, that rain made it so freaking cold. Yes, your vote is anonymous, so nobody knows what you're saying or what your vote is. I think about they should be banned. I don't feel they should get any special treatment. I don't think they should be banned. I don't feel they should get any special treatment. Okay. And with so many being put in position to help our people, always screw us over. They always use one of us to tear us down. And these ninjas be so proud and bold to do it. Yes, they do. I've never seen so many black people be so proud to tear down another black person. They do it with a lot of dignity. And it ain't gonna help them. Okay, they still gonna live in a friend's backyard in a hole that they've dug. Okay, so you still gonna be living in down in the ground in the dirt in that hole um um with your blow up mattress. Okay, so it's not helping you, but you're right, and do it bold. Yeah, I told them down. What did it get you, you fuck bitch or nigga? What did it get you? You ain't give me none. I still can't eat. I'm still busted and disgusted, but at least they just like me now. That's how our community is. And get mad when a person got that up about themselves to get up and redeem themselves. Okay, they thought they knocked me down. Okay, I'm resilient. I'm up again. I'm back for some more. So then that's when they start thinking about, we can't even bring them down. We need to go ahead and just kill them so they won't get back up no more. Y'all, these are the thoughts of the damn fools in our community. This is actually what's been going on. Y'all, it's still at 50-50. People feel it's been we have 12 votes and it's at 50-50. Why y'all think we haven't been able to get any leaders like a Dr. King or Malcolm X? Because see, if we protected our leaders, overthrew that government and start voting in who we wanted to, I mean, if we let it be known that we are not going to stand, it's going to be some repercussions if any of our leaders that's truly helping our community is gunned down. It's going to be some repercussions. It won't be no rest. But they're able to do it with the help of other Black people. Okay. So I mean, so when they, because you know what, leaders have to have people around them that they trust, and they normally would have people around them that they think is really a part of the movement, and they have to trust, right, in order to be protected. And it's normally somebody that looks like you, right? So that's how they get them. That's how a lot of the rest of them was got, and there was no repercussions. The man that took out Malcolm X was still living right over there in New York in was it Harlem? They jailed another man that didn't even do it. Was he living in Harlem? He was living around Harlem, and he still might be alive. And ain't nobody did nothing to him. They let him live. And I got issues with it. Let's see, y'all. It's still at 50-50. So people really, it's at 50-50. You all make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all, what happened to PJ? I'm gonna see, this is the type of stuff that I love doing. Y'all, what happened to this young man right here? Okay. What happened to this young man? He's missing. He's been missing for 21 years. It says, what happened to PJ 21 years ago this week with no answers? PJ disappeared in Dayton, Ohio 21 years ago. In 2004, 26-year-old Philip Jason Motlin, nicknamed PJ, was a student at Dayton Barber College. He was close to his mother, who he talked to daily through his cell phone. On February 17, 2004, those calls stopped. PJ was last seen at his home in the 2900 block of Marshall Lane in Dayton, Ohio. No one has seen or heard from PJ in 21 years. He was 5'9" and weighed 230 pounds. Authorities have named no suspects in the disappearance of PJ. Dorian says the problem lies in people ignoring mental illness. That and here's the thing, Dorian, everybody ain't mentally ill though. A lot of these folks are not. But when you say ignoring mental illness, what are you talking about though? As it relates to what? Are you talking about as it relates to people taking each other out? Dorian said a dude thinking he a chick. So do you all think that it's a mental illness? I mean, it's not wrong. Listen, it's definitely it's not normal now for a man to believe that he is a woman. But is it a mental illness or is it learned behavior? Because some of these people now have been really messed over as a children. They've had predators to really mess over them. And I mean, I guess it can mentally mess them up. And they just brushed it over like, okay. Then they just brushed it over like, okay. Um, whew, I tell you. So, Mr. Parker, what you think? Mr. Parker being quiet. I want to hear what he has to say. What do you think, Mr. Parker? You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Yeah, I want to show y'all another one too. Hold on. I want to show y'all another one. You all, I'm doing a story on this young lady too. What happened to Shannon? I like to show their faces. Okay. I like to show their faces. Tamarian says, I think it's both, but you have some that nothing ever happened to. They believe they're someone else. Yes, it's all mental illness there. You all, what happened to this beautiful young lady right here? Her name is Shannon. I am doing a story on her, okay? So let me read to you all what happened, what we have so far. It says, according to Demopolis Police Department, hold on. Be quiet. Shit. That is in Alabama. According to Demopolis Police Department, on December 28, 2017, at around 3:10 p.m., an officer arrived at Shannon Steele's home on Queensberry Lane to serve some legal papers. Upon arrival, the officer was met with a 4-year-old little boy who delivered the heartbreaking revelation. Police, someone killed my mom. He led the officers to a back room where they found the body of 29-year-old Shannon suffering from gunshot wounds. Her 4-month-old daughter was in the room unharmed. Someone stole Shannon from her 4 children. 2 were not at home at the time, and her family and friends. Her brutal homicide remains unsolved. They are offering $5,000. Now that's hurtful. This lady had 4 children. 2 was at home, her 4-month-old baby and her 4-year-old. The process server come to serve her with some legal papers, and the 4-year-old tells the police somebody killed my mama. Now, no telling how long those kids would have been left there by themselves. If I had to guess, it was somebody that she knew, probably a boyfriend, okay? But I'm gonna be looking more into that. And I want to show y'all another one, okay? See, y'all, I be getting into this. This is, I love this so much. I hate that it happened, though. I don't love that somebody was killed. I remember when this happened, this was a preacher from out of Memphis that went to preach at another state in Oklahoma. And he ended up getting killed. Okay. There was always rumors about what possibly had happened. I think it's but anyways, you guys, I'm gonna have to get off here because I gotta get out. It's cold and I want to get out and go do some stuff before I want to get out and go do some stuff before it gets too late. It's still early and I need to go. Listen, y'all, I found Chick-fil-A's, that yogurt that Chick-fil-A sell. I found it. They sell it at Whole Foods and at Sprouts. I found it. It's really expensive though, but at Chick-fil-A you're paying almost $6 for a little bit of it. I just go and buy it now, and it's so freaking good. So I'm out of that. So I got to go get me some more of that and some more black blueberries and some more strawberries. And I got to get the dog some dog food, and I got to get them some more Pampers. And then I'm coming back home. So I may get back on tonight. I don't know. We talked about this last night, Miss T. What do you think about them releasing the sealed documents of ML? I'm happy that they're releasing them, because why would they seal them? I always felt like James Earl Ray did not act alone. You know, they said that there were Memphis police officers at the time, and I do believe that, because to take somebody out like Dr. King, it had to have been somebody that was close to him in his camp. As a matter of fact, my father's mentor, Miss Cornelia Crenshaw, let me pull her up. Hold on. Hold on, you all. My dad's mentor, Miss Cornelia Crenshaw, had said that when Dr. King would come to Memphis, you know, he came for the sanitation strike, he would come for other things. He would stay at Miss Crenshaw's house. She was a civil rights activist. This is her with my dad. This is her with my dad. Of course, that's her up there with my dad right there. That Dr. King had confided into her that, you know, she said, she told my dad Dr. King was very weary. And he was more so weary, not because of the fight of fighting for our people, but because of the betrayal on the inside of his camp. Okay, because of the betrayal on the inside of his camp. And now we get to looking at, as I'm older and I see how people are, you know, you get to thinking about all those men and stuff that was around Dr. King. All of this stuff is they're trying to bring up about, you know, Dr. King was having affairs with other women. Well, I mean, I'm good. I mean, I love Miss Coretta, but it was better a woman than a man. Okay, so and then we don't even really know if it was true or not. But you get to thinking about Dr. King was the one out front. You had all these other men that was around him that was supposed to be supporting him. They get mad because the women want Dr. King. Dr. King was a handsome man. And I'm not saying he should have cheated on his wife. We don't know if he cheated or not because people try to dig up stuff on you to try to make you look bad. But at the same time, we get to looking at people start turning on you, lining you up, setting you up for people to be able to take you out, even though this man was trying to make the future better for them as well as their lineage. And they helping to line him up because of their jealousy. The same thing that was happening then is still happening now, and it still ain't no motherfucking repercussions. That's what pisses me off. So they could have been jealous of Dr. King for something as simple as the women was throwing themselves at him and not at them. You will set him up with the, you know, because I believe that it was they collaborated. It was an effort by FBI, who Hoover was over at the time. And I do believe that the Memphis police, that was a different time. They could be out in the open as being racist. Okay. Yeah, they said Jesse Jackson was involved. Is he still alive, or has he croaked? Is Jesse alive, Jesse Jackson, or has he croaked on over? Is he dead yet? Let me see. Because the last I heard, he had dementia. He's still alive. He's still alive. And he ain't that old. And Jesse and them were a lot younger than Dr. King. Jesse was born in 1941. Because Dr. King was born like in 29 or something like that. He 84. He ain't that old. He ain't old to be C now. Let's see. Dr. King, I think, was born in like 1929. He was born in 29. So he was quite a bit older than Jesse and them. Yeah, that was the nurse said that they finished him off when he got to the hospital. That they finished him off when he got to the hospital. She said all them demons tearing him up, that ain't dementia. Anyways, y'all, I gotta get ready to get out of here because I want to do what I need to do early and come back home. This is Alabama Hilda did an awesome documentary on MLK. I saw it, Miss T. Check it out. Absolutely awesome. Okay. I will. Lynette Smothers. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. It's freezing. One thing about WF, they're gonna come clean on their death. They definitely gonna come clean. And Trump wanted out. Trump wanted unsealed, and I think he wanted unsealed because probably some of the black leaders that was around Dr. King was involved, and he want that out too. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I love you guys. Y'all be safe today. I may come back on tonight because I ain't got to do nothing tomorrow. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.